As I said, Monday morning from 10 for tickets. Six Music website now for more of the rest of the festival information and how you can get there. And we're about to announce our next artist.
BBC Radio 6 Music. The Six Music Festival, Bristol.
And I'm thrilled to say that one of the artists in question should be on the line. Underworld are going to be joining us at the Six Music Festival this year on the Saturday night. That's the 13th of February in Colston Hall. And I think Karl Hyde is on the line. Hello, Karl. How are you?
Hey, Lauren. I'm okay. A little out of breath, but I'm okay.
Bless you. Are you on a train right now talking to us?
I was. Yeah, I was trapped on one of Santa's frosty trains out in Essex.
Oh man! Hey, haven't you written? Didn't you base some of the lyrics on the work you did with Brian Eno on your train journeys, kind of in and out of the burbs and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The curse of the train is with me for the rest of my life, I think. No, it was good. I was in the underground and watching my clock and running up escalators, so I'm really glad that you've given me a minute to catch my breath.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, thank you for doing this for us. Not such an inspiring journey this morning, sadly, but really, really excited to announce you guys for the Six Music Festival this year. And we're also about to give the exclusive first play to the new track, I Exhale, which is going to be the first single from the new album. Thank you very much for letting us have that. How would you describe this track? I mean, we're going to hear it in a few minutes, but what is it to you?
Well, what it is, it represents just a fantastic time in the studio with Rick. The best time, I would say, ever. You know, Rick and I have been working together for 35 years now, and this is, without question, the most fun we've ever had in the studio. So, cutting loose, forgetting whether we were Underworld or whether we were Noddy and his reindeers, it was just fun every day. Yeah. So this is part of that.
Wonderful. I read a quote from Rick where he was talking about making the new record, and he said he wanted you to play a very specific game, which was each time you entered the studio, you'd work on a new piece of music, but for one day only. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. And with nothing, we'd come in with nothing, no ideas. We just come in with a little pile of gear. Usually, in my case, it was a pile of gear that I hated. I had to pick a pile of gear that wasn't easy to use. Oh, right. And that just... from there, just take it from there. And the pair of us love working together. It's great fun on stage, and it was good to translate that into working in the studio. It was the highlight of my week every time we got together.
Oh, how exciting. Really, really excited about the new album as well. So it's going to come out March the 18th, and it's called Barbara, Barbara, We Face a Shining Future. Tell me about the title, because that's a really intriguing one.
It's another one of Rick's titles. It seems like my job is to listen to Rick's titles and go, yes, that one. Because he comes out with the most amazing things, dub no bass and second tuffet in the entrance, and you just know it when he says something. This one, it's got a little sadness, but also very beautiful too. Rick sadly lost his father last year, and one of the things that his dad said not long before passing was to Rick's mother, his name is Barbara, 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 we face a shining future. And I just thought, wow, it's a beautiful thing, and it kind of sums up the way Rick and I are these days. Yeah. So that it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's an absolutely beautiful story. As you say, very sad. Sorry to hear that, but what a gorgeous tribute to be able to pay. So we saw you last year just as the kind of 20th anniversary Dub No Bass with My Headman tour, and all those kind of gigs were beginning. Was that experience, did that kind of influence the new album, having performed that record live and kind of revisited it? Did you take that into the studio with you a little bit, that experience?
Totally, yeah. I was extremely reluctant to perform that album. It was like, I'm not looking back at the past. I'm moving on modern me. But the truth of it was that going back into that headspace of those things that were going on, the things that were exciting us, the thrill of being in a band that had no identity. We were just making it up as we went along. And a kind of a romantic memory that wasn't quite right, but still was great, of what it was like in the studio with me and Rick just jamming. And from that, and what turned into the happiest tour of my life, it was that Dub No Bass tour. That period, we just got back in the studio and transmitted those feelings that we were having into our recordings and into our relationship. Again, we can't rediscover each other, really. Oh. It is a bit like a marriage after 35 years. But we really have rediscovered the fact that these two blokes who've been through quite a lot are best mates and love working together.
Oh, Karl, this is just so gorgeous. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely thrilled to speak to you and to have this new track to play, and very excited for the new album. And of course, we'll be hearing more about it. I mean, I guess we'll get our first chance to hear some of the tracks when you play live at Colston Hall, right?
Yeah. And when we're at Colston Hall, that will be the first time that any of those tracks from the album are played live. So it's even before the record is released, we'll be playing them there at Colston Hall.
Absolutely, can't wait. Thank you so much for joining us today, and bless you for running up the escalators to get there. It's great to speak to you as always. Thank you, Karl. Cheers.
Bye, Lauren.
Karl Hyde from Underworld.